Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video I'm going to look at my team, seeing how well they performed in game week 1, then we move ahead to game week 2. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. Hopefully this video will get around 100 likes. So for game week 1 I got 58 points, just above the average of 55, and I'm around the 3.7 million in the overall ranks. To be honest with you guys, I said this before, like last season and the year before, I kind of look at the overall rank around game week 10 and onwards. Right now, don't really look at it too much because a lot of things can change. I've still got 3 more players left to play, so a lot of points still to gain. Now, as you can see, this is my team setup. And as you guys seen, the template team did pretty damn well. For me, I thought, you know what, let me change a few players here and there. I thought, you know what, I found out the Foden was playing, brought him into my team. Yeah, he did not return. Brought in Jackson as well, tried my luck. That did not happen as well, although he did have a goal disallowed. And looking at Chelsea and looking at their fixtures, I think they could bring us the points that we need. So, a little bit disappointed that, you know, Foden and Jackson didn't get any returns. Disappointed that Odegaard didn't get anything from that game against Nottingham Forest. But you know what, these things can happen, right? And we're just going to move on. It's early stages, only game week 1, maybe in game week 2, it could all change. So, let's go through the team. So Pickford in goal with only 2 points, conceding against Fulham. It's not what we wanted to see, although Everton did play well, but they conceded and they lost at home against Fulham. Now, if we move on to my defenders here, Sputunan conceded, but although he conceded, got an assist and got that 3 maximum bonus points. Chilwell played extremely well. He had a goal disallowed as well. Got an assist and got 2 bonus points to his name. It's a little bit on the lower ownership there. That helps me out a lot with the overall rankings. And the fixtures for Chelsea is actually really good. The difficult fixture was the first fixture against Liverpool. And that's why I thought to myself, do you know what? Let me invest in Chelsea players because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people were going to be looking at them if they perform well against Liverpool. So I thought, you know what? Let's get onto them right now. So I got Luke Shaw, Fernandes and Rashford still left to play. You know, I know Rashford is quite highly owned, 50%, but you know, as you can see, Luke Shaw is 26 and Fernandes is 27, so that will help me out a lot in the overall rankings. I do really need them to perform. Foden was a disappointment, although he played really well against Burnley. As you can see, Manchester City beating Burnley 3-0. Haaland's just on another level, right? He's just going to score out of nowhere. Odegaard was a little bit disappointed, as you can see. So just only these 3 players. I wasn't too fussed about Pickford conceding. I really wanted Odegaard or Foden or Jackson to bring in at least a return or 2, but that did not happen. As these players are a little bit on the lower ownership, so I thought, you know what, hopefully I can get some kind of points out of them. Just didn't work out this time around, but it's okay. Saka with a fantastic goal against Nottingham Forest and scored a goal and got that maximum bonus points there. And obviously I got my midfielders here with Rashford and Fernandes and Shaw, and obviously Haaland was my captain. Scored 2 goals, fantastic. 13 points, doubled that up to 26. I changed my goalkeeper around. I found out that Matt Turner was playing, so 4 million goalkeeper, which is good to see. Bulldog as well, that is played, only got 2 points. Did Bell play 90 minutes? Yeah, as you can see, Bell did play. 4 million Brighton against Brighton, sorry, they lost 4-1. And Archer looks like he did not play at all, so yeah, gonna play out that. Yeah, it's not going to help out at all, but I wasn't really relying on my bench really, but I just wanted some kind of players that has the chance to play, just in case if one of my players doesn't play. So, if all of these players play, that's 2, 4, 6. What's that? 64. If I get a goal, an assist, could get up to that 70, maybe even the 80 mark. If I could get around 80, that would be pretty damn good. So, it's fine. Now we move on to game week 2. I will be creating another video towards the end of this week and looking at which other players that I might be looking at. So as you can see, I've got Pickford in goal against Aston Villa. Not really sure what's going to happen here. I'm not really convinced in Everton doing well. So just going to hope for the best. Really, that's the only thing that we can do with the goalkeepers. Esputunan got an okay fixture. I think away is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm just going to hope that he can return. It's quite difficult for me to predict what's going to happen there. Chilwell against West Ham. Yeah, I seen something a little bit different in that Chelsea side. Lot of exciting players, you know. Hopefully they will all gel together and they'll do better on how they did against Liverpool. West Ham away is going to be difficult, but I think this is Chelsea's game to lose, really. Luke Shaw, Fernandes and Rashford. Yeah, again, right, it's going to be a difficult away fixture. I know I've got a lot of away fixtures here, but I'm looking at game week 3 and onwards, because in game week 3 they've got really good home fixtures. As you can see, Saka has got a home fixture against Fulham. You know, then what's it called? Manchester United's got a home fixture against Nottingham Forest. So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to bank the transfer in game week 2, because I don't really need to remove any of my players. Although if I find out that Foden might be benched or something, I might have to get rid of him immediately, because in game week 3 I don't really need to make any kind of changes. So getting 2 free transfers for game week 3 might not be needed. But I could also roll another one. Like I could use one of my transfers to change my defenders around or so on, or maybe even remove Pickford or something for Areola or something that is 4 million goalkeeper. So I could do some adjustments. So I'll see. I'll try my best to bank the transfer. But if I find out that Foden or whatever, or any other players that is injured, or if there's any other issues, then I'll probably just make that transfer. I'm happy with Saka. I'm happy with Odegaard. Against Crystal Palace. The fixtures next is Fulham, which is good after Crystal Palace game at home. We've got Foden at home against Newcastle. I think this is going to be a tough fixture, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. The way that Manchester City and Newcastle is playing, I can see a lot of goals. Just going to hope that Phil Foden performs well and gets a return. But if it doesn't, I think it might be time for me to think about another midfielder, or I could downgrade him and get another striker to make that 3-4-3 formation. Jackson, yeah, quite happy with Jackson so far. I think that moving forward, he's gonna definitely perform well, especially against Luton and Nottingham Forest. So these are the fixtures that I'm looking at. Getting him on board right now could be the way to go, and Haaland is going to be my captain. Got Bulldog to kind of save the day just in case, and as you can see, Burnley does not have a fixture. So you know, I think they got, what's happened to their fixture? I forgot what happened to their fixture. Let me just see. I know that there was a Super Cup, so let me just have a quick look at Burnley. Where is Burnley? I just need to figure out. I totally forgot who was their opponent. So it was Luton. I'm not sure what. Oh yeah, was it the home? Was it because? Yeah, Luton at home, right? It's because of the Luton's their what's it called? Their stadium, right? Was it that? I swear it was that. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it was because of their stadium. I think it's not ready or something. So. Now, looking at the fixtures itself, if we see the fixtures for game week 1, quite a few interesting points. As you can see, in Wemmo on penalties, scored a goal. Was on a lot of people's teams. Chilwell performing really well. If we see a Newcastle beating Aston Villa of 5-1. Isak was the main striker there, scoring 2 goals for his team. But Wilson coming off the bench, really good. Couple of good players here to pick from. Barnes only played 22 minutes, scored a goal and assist. So really good there. Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. As you can see, Crystal Palace performed well away, kept a clean sheet as well. Fulham beating Everton 1-0. Brighton scoring a lot of goals against Luton. Pedro here on penalties, a player that was in my team as well some point, 5.5. So if I do need to remove Foden and downgrade, I could go and get my third striker. Bournemouth versus West Ham. Solanke continuing to do well. How much is he? He's 6.5. Bowen scored a goal. Arsenal players, Martinelli, Saliba. There was a little bit announcement right at the end. It's always right at the end, and it's always right at the end of this deadline. Gabriel being benched. A lot of people bringing Saliba, and Saliba actually getting an assist. If he kept the clean sheet, oh boy, that would have been even more of a talking point. And then we still got the Manchester United versus Wolves game. Now for game week 2, we've got a Friday deadline, which is good, but I don't even have any of theirs. Not any of Nottingham Forest or Sheffield United played. Although I do have Bulldog on my bench to kind of help out. Fulham versus Brentford. Yeah, no players there. This is the team that I am quite afraid of against Bournemouth. I can see Salah doing well, although Salah did get substituted against Chelsea around the last 15 or 10 minutes mark, and he was really, really angry. So we'll see what happens there. Wolves against Brighton. Got to be a good game to watch. See what happens in that game. Spurs versus Manchester United. This is the game that I'll be watching because I've got 3 Manchester United players. And of course this one as well because I've got Haaland as my captain. The Chelsea game against West Ham. It's going to be a really good one for me to watch. I've got 2 Chelsea players. And obviously Crystal Palace versus Arsenal on a Monday. Now if I had to quickly look at some of the players that performed well. As you can see, Leno there with 12 points. Massive amount of points there. How many saves did he do? It's quite a lot, right? It's like nine saves in that game, which is quite interesting to see. Let's go for defenders. Oh, nice. Okay, defender scoring there, which is good for Chelsea. Quite a few 8 points there because they kept a clean sheet. I'm just kind of skimming through this. I can see Barnes doing well there. Maddison doing 2 clean sheets. The fixtures are not too bad, so I could go for Maddison instead of Foden, so I could change him around there with a straight swap. So quite a good bunch of players there to kind of pick from. Okay, Isak, Morrison is on penalties, which is good to see. But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of skim through this a little bit. But a lot of the strikers actually performed well and returned. So, anyways, guys, for me, I'm just going to try my best to bank the transfer. But I think in Game Week 4, I do need to make some changes. I want to get rid of Foden. And I think there are other players that I could get that could get me that guaranteed return, like Maddison and so on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll make another video towards the end of the week looking at some of the best transfers to make for Game Week 2. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this helped. I hope you've been entertained. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.
To give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see.